Hello, everyone. Hey, Mud, how you doing? Can you hear me? Mud, let me know if you hear me. Can y'all hear me? Hello, Urban Garden Chronicle. Okay, good. Thank you all for coming. I'm trying to drop this link for anyone that wants to come up. Okay. All right, I pinned the link at the top. Let's see who all is here. Let's see. Let's go back. And Danforth Avenue Wellness. Thank you for being here. Hendricks Family Farm, Mud and Mascara. How y'all doing today? 93 Stain, how you doing? Smoke City, Avery Acres, Urban Garden Chronicles. Let's see who else, if I missed anyone. The weightlifting geek. Thank you for coming. And Bob 9942 in GT Junior Groves in Alaska. And Little Ridge Farm. Thank you all for being here. So if everyone is welcome to come up as well. So I pinned that link in the chat. Hey Jamie, how you doing? Thank you, Little Ridge. Thank you so much for coming. Hey TLC in the garden. Thank you all for coming. Hey, Runneth Over Gardening Life. Hey, It's All Grady Denise, how you doing? Okay, I appreciate that. Take some time out and listen in. Thank you. Let's see. I don't know why some of these messages are moving slow on my end. Let's see who else is here. I can see the chat on the YouTube side, but the chat on StreamYard is not flowing. So I don't know why it's doing that, which is so weird. But you all can hear me clearly. Hi, Miss Linda Hip. Okay, it's 2:05. So it's 2:05, and the talk today is about why do you need a AR-15 rifle? Why we need one, actually, why we need one. So it is very important for us to have a form of protection for our family other than a handgun and a shotgun. And does anyone in the chat know why I would say have an AR-15 other than a handgun and a shotgun? Does anyone know why we would need one other than a shotgun and a handgun? Okay, now this is coming up in StreamYard now. Okay, that's good, because flipping back and forth was not working. Hey sis, thank you for coming up, Urban.
No problem. I'm just here listening, but I'll chime in. But I'm here just to moral support.
I appreciate it. I'm still nervous when it comes to this.
Yeah, it's not easy to present.
Exactly. So y'all see in the background, you can see bits and pieces of this AR-15 back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But someone said we need one so we can, let me highlight that. He said we need one so we are not outgunned by the criminals. Exactly. That's my main point, is not being overpowered by criminals. You are with AR-15, you are able to defend yourself and your family against multiple attackers.
Okay.
And I know that in the news, AR-15s are looked down upon, but it's very beneficial for you to have one. Do you have one, Miss Urban Garden Chronicles?
I have a cutlass. I am new. And hi to Bob and anyone else I missed. I am new to this. I don't own anything, so I am going to be getting training, getting something. In Canada, there's a 2-tier system: regulated and unregulated.
Mm-hmm.
Regulated is the handgun portion. So I think, is it AR like a rifle? Is that what it's classified as?
That's right. In Canada, they banned the AR-15. I forgot about
I
that.
think they did, but I can
Mm-hmm.
get some kind of rifle.
Yes.
With the first tier of training, and just go
Okay.
out, which doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't understand how that's unregulated. I don't know. That's another conversation. But yeah,
Yes. Yeah. I
I
remember.
will be getting something. Yeah, once I have my paper. Okay, Rambo, Mrs. Ghetto, but not yet. But was that what they had in the Illinois? The recent thing is that boy in the bathroom was an AR.
I haven't seen the news. I've heard people mention it, that it happened, but I didn't read up on it lately. I've just been so busy, I haven't had the chance.
Mm-hmm.
But was this the one that with the parade?
No, the mall. I stumbled upon it yesterday. The mall.
It was. Yes, he walked in with the rifle and
he assembled it in the washroom. I'm assuming he was putting it back together or something, and then that young man who was armed legally had to
I didn't read up
step
on
in.
it. You know how YouTube, I have some of the news clips,
Mm-hmm.
and I just got a brief clips of that. So I just know it was a rifle.
Yeah. I'm just wondering because after all that's happened since Buffalo,
Mm-hmm.
Uvalde, there's another one in there in between. And I mean the two in there in
Was it
between
New
and a
York?
doctor's office.
The New York substation, did he have one?
I'm not sure. Then there was a doctor's office, and been a few in the last
Oh,
few months. If that
absolutely.
young man didn't have wasn't carrying, this is
Mm-hmm.
the whole point. Now that I'm on the other side of it, they're demonizing different items. It's not the item, it's the person who's using it. That's the person, that's the
Absolutely.
issue. And if that young man didn't have something on him, that assault person would have killed more people, would have taken out more people. I don't think I use the word gay. They would have taken out more people if he hadn't had something on him.
Absolutely. And that's another thing that I be trying to tell people, always carry. You never know what could happen. And you have to stay observant of what's going on around you, because just like you saying in that situation at the mall,
Hmm.
anything can just pop off. Even though you do have a weapon, it is your choice if you want to, you know,
Engage or yeah, exactly.
or not. But I just know I will feel comfortable engaging, especially if I'm with my kids.
Yeah, because you know full well if you don't engage and nobody else is going to
Okay.
engage, by the time the police get there, there'll be several casualties.
Yes.
And it's someone has to take, I won't say the risk, but someone has to like try to stop them before it gets any worse. And that
Yes.
young man, I was very proud to hear what happened. He stayed back. He wasn't in, like, he had a good distance. He
Hmm.
took his time and he posted up. I'm like, wow, this young man, is a
Yes.
hero.
And that all comes with training and knowing what to do in a situation. So yes, big ups
So
to him. Yes,
I know every state is different. Every country has different rules. So
absolutely.
if I have an AR in my home, what what are the steps? Obviously, I should have it in a safe. Like, what are some of the behind the scenes practical things that anyone would need before they say, I'm going to buy one for my home, especially if you have children or you have, I don't know, any other things in the house.
Yeah, with any firearm, you before you purchase one, you want to know how you're going to store that firearm and keep it from children and unauthorized persons. So you want to know, you want to be able to know how you're going to store that firearm.
Okay.
There go
And is an
GT.
AR, hey, GT,
GT.
Hey there, how y'all doing?
you
Doing
had mentioned yesterday that you don't have safeties. Does this one have a safety?
Yes, the AR-15 does have the
A
safety.
safety. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And does this one come with um practice rounds or no?
The snap caps, I don't have any for my AR-15. I just have it for my 9mm and my shotguns.
Okay. So this is not something I need to practice. I can just, aim in the right vicinity and it'll hit something.
Let's say this.
She's like, hell no, you want me to go
For
this?
multiple attackers, it's easier to use an AR-15 to take someone down. You don't have to be a sharpshooter
Accurate. Okay, yeah.
to take someone down.
That's what yeah, so I can just kind of, yeah,
Mhm. You
move
need
it around.
movement precision with
Yeah.
the handgun.
Okay, okay. That's clearer. Okay. And when did you get yours? Is that a beginner thing or advanced?
The one here that's on the picture, that's I got this one maybe about a year or so ago. That was my gift to myself. That was a
Okay.
pretty expensive one, so that was my gift to myself. But my first AR-15, I got it a few years back, and I like it, but I just don't shoot it as often. My kids use that one in training. I really don't let anyone touch this one here.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the real good one. But you still want to get that training in.
Yeah, that's I think because when I get the training, the rifles are the easiest things to get. It's harder for me to get a handgun. So I
Mhm.
had intended to get a rifle because I'm thinking I might go hunting, try
Mhm.
hunting occasionally. So I would have a hunting tool and then a concealing. I don't even know if I can conceal and carry. I have to know the laws here first. I'm just assuming maybe I can if I'm allowed to get licensed. I think there is some kind of permission to have a conceal and carry. But I have to check that out before I.
Yeah, I just know that you all's presidents put a ban on purchasing, selling, and trading. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
heard
how
that.
long that would be in effect. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard something, but that was before I was even interested in this. So now I'm like, oh, now I understand the repercussions. But there's something I can find that can at least work for me. Um,
Absolutely.
and there's also other ways to protect yourself. Homemade stuff that you can you gotta do. Protect
Right.
your home and traps and deterrents and good old hot sauce in the right place, whatever you gotta do,
You
you
said
gotta
hot
be.
sauce.
Yep. I walk with this because I can't carry pepper spray, but I have a squeeze bottle. You can't tell me I can't squeeze my bottle in your eye.
You can't use pepper spray.
No, you're not supposed to use pepper spray. So when I was going to university, this was always a thing. So I have a squeeze bottle with the little cap on, like the ketchup or whatever. And
Yes.
you make your nice hot sauce, you put it in the sun, make it really stew and really get hot. And
Mhm.
you walk down the street with the bottle in one hand, and I had that device that screams on the other hand, like that makes a loud
Mhm.
noise. My
Right.
friend has that thing that pokes out the stick.
The
This
steel baton.
Yeah, her boyfriend gave her that, so she
Mhm.
has that, but yeah, I'll just squeeze that in your eye. Like, don't people know after certain hours, approach me from the front. Don't ever come behind me
Right.
and tap me. It's defend first, ask questions later. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I'll spray whatever I have to spray and move along.
Absolutely. GT, what you have to say?
First of all, I didn't know that y'all couldn't even have bear spray up there,
No,
or
we have bear spray, but
pepper
like if
spray.
you're
Pepper
yeah,
spray. I didn't
the
even know that.
females for females, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That is
Oh.
so weird. Mm.
So we
Mm.
I may have changed now, but I was smart enough to know that me not waiting for no police to come help me when I'm walking up and down campus. Like, I'm doing what I gotta do.
Right.
It's
Mm.
my crutches on the line, not theirs. It's like,
Absolutely.
I'm the
And
one who.
majority of the people who do have the firearms are the have the AR-15s are the criminals.
Correct. Correct.
Did y'all already answer about the why we need one? I was
You can
distracted a
go
little
ahead
bit.
on and
Not
elaborate.
really, but you go ahead.
Hmm.
I We need the best tool to defend ourselves and our homes and our family, and that has more accuracy than a handgun, in my opinion. Um,
It is.
so I 2A all day. That's that's my philosophy.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
if there's because of certain things, because of my where I grew up and things, I know that there may be mobs that come. So if you have a tool that can defend yourself more than two, assailants, then
Hmm.
that's a great tool for you. Um,
Yes. Because that's
there's
what
a lot. Sorry.
go ahead. Sorry about that.
There's a lot of there's more recoil, in my opinion, with handguns than it is with rifles. So I believe
It,
it's the best tool for us.
it is.
And
It
recall
is.
is what is the time that it takes to spring back and go again. Is that what you refer to as
Recoil
recoil?
is the
The
way
kickback.
the way your hand moves after a shot
Mhm.
is placed.
So that pushback that okay.
Yes, with the rifle, you're able to defend yourself more accurately because you can stay on target more.
Correct. Okay.
And
I get it. Yeah.
you're able to live another day.
You have that rifle up against your shoulder blade, your shoulder area. And
Mm-hmm.
that gives you a little more stability just than having it in your hand.
And having your hand just,
yes, that gives you more stability.
Points of contact. Yeah, points of contact. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's, I think anything that makes you better to protect yourself. The whole problem with Uvalde that upset me was that they didn't want to go because they didn't have anything to compete with what he had. But I don't understand. Like, you're just gonna stand there and let them. You're just gonna stand there. Like,
yeah,
what are you doing?
I hear that quite a bit. That the police don't have or enough shooting power to go against the criminals. They don't.
And only like the SWAT team or the other teams that you have to call to come in special have that. But if I'm driving up and down the street as a beat cop or whatever you call them, I should have something in my trunk, a little extra, whatever I need to deal with,
Well, I remember back in the days, the cops would carry handguns and they would always have a shotgun inside their vehicles as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but if they're scared to go in because they don't have the right equipment, they're protecting me.
Right. That's why you can't.
The math doesn't add up.
Yeah, you can't depend on anyone else to protect you. You have to put forth the effort to do it on your own. And with that, you need to have a handgun, shotgun, and an AR-15. A handgun, shotgun, and hi, Tiffany.
Hello.
So you would want to have all. I'll have all, and I feel comfortable having all.
Okay. I take notes because I wrote down your notes from the other video because I'm like getting my list together of what I'm gonna need.
Let's see if anyone else came in.
Hello to you, Tiffany.
Hey, Mud and Mascara.
How are y'all?
Good, thank you.
Where are you located at?
I'm in Georgia.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's not too far from me.
You open carry, you care.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Miss Northern Girl Hobbies. Good to see you.
So
you in Ontario too.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's where I am.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Northern. Okay, I'll check her out. But yeah, so how many, like, do you guys have to register your gun, your power tools with your local law enforcement? No?
No, we don't.
There's no list, there's no master list.
I say they don't have we don't, but they do. Because when you go purchase the firearm, you're writing that information down on the application and they taking note of the serial number and everything. So yes, they are tracking it.
Because something happened here with some list and those are the targets for criminals to, shop from. Because if I know that GT has 10 things that I want at his house, they went to his house to shop from his, because somebody got them some list.
Yeah, all they got to do is just catch you at a disadvantage early in the morning or whatever, and they have a list so they can. And on some of those lists, I think they were talking about you actually put down the location of these items, so that makes it more accessible. The criminals, I mean, they're not stupid, so they get access to the list, and then they know where it's at, so they just catch you at a vulnerable time, and now you just supplied a whole bunch of other people. It's harder. I believe that it's harder to defend yourself if you have a list like that. And, there's a such thing as confiscation as well. So, those are things that are actually a danger, in my opinion, to the 2A rights that we have in place.
Now, y'all had to fill this piece of paper out, or I don't understand. Y'all had to fill that.
Oh, not here.
I
This will
can't. No,
last for him. Oh,
I'm in
sorry.
Canada. I don't know for say because I don't have. I don't. I'm getting into the 2A right now, and I'm getting my training. But I know people who are in law enforcement. About maybe 10 years ago, there was a whole debate because there's this list, and owners did not want to have to declare all of their items. It's one thing to say that I am a owner of power tools, but for me to tell you I have 10 of this, 5 of that, 6 of this one, and one's on the second floor and all that detail, they're like, hell no. You don't need to know how many I have. You need to know I have my license and that I do have those items in my possession at any given time. And that list became a problem because I believe criminals, I use the word loose because some criminals are actually in law enforcement, but that's another conversation, and got access to this list and
Sold it,
or part of the list and went shopping. So for instance, if you have 5 things that I want and you have the latest AR tool, or you have the latest whatever, they went shopping at people's homes because they knew what they had, and it made it easier for them to take what they wanted. They didn't have to go and smuggle in anything. They didn't have to go and they just stole them from you. So something happened several years back, and then it's been some back and forth. And then in Canada, obviously, the AR has been banned, but I'm still going to get my training because I need something here besides my cutlass and a Dutch pot Rambo. I saw your comment. But yeah, it's, these lists, even if you don't think there's a list, there's some kind of list. Something is tracking and someone's coordinating the information from your purchase to your ammo purchases to something. There's somebody coordinating that data together in a master list, whether you believe it or not.
They are.
I'm smart enough to know that much. So if you're buying everything on your credit card and on your, traceable ways.
That's what I was about to say. With a credit card, yes.
Part of your prepping needs to be getting things that are not that traceable. For you who want to protect yourselves and are allowed to carry, you need to have some things that are not done with a traceable purchase. Yeah, they have you on camera maybe, but
Yeah.
Because somebody, and it's not, when you say criminals, a lot of the criminals are working in tandem with law enforcement departments, whether it's the border officers, the sheriff, they're in tandem. It's a very thin line between law enforcement and criminals.
Very much so. Very much so. And like Bob 942 said, my family goes to the range and it brought us closer together. And that it does. It really does. And that means you all are on the same page when it comes to protection. Because you don't want one running and hiding and then the other taking on the defendants on their own.
And you definitely don't want one that's not trained.
Right.
To grab the weapon and use it, because it's not good when it's like that. I think it's very important.
Yes, they have to know how to use it, because in a situation where your emotions are high and you're scared and you don't know how to use the weapon, that's not good.
Do you guys do psychological training, like in terms of like discussing with your family or kids, like, if you ever have to use this, don't feel guilty. This is part of what we're like some kind of I don't know, emotional intelligence or something to kind of deal with the aftermath if they have to take somebody down. Like,
I talk with my kids about it myself. But I haven't took any other type of formal training. No. But
it was.
Go ahead.
It was kind of difficult to go training these last 2 years with the short supply of ammunition. Like, I cut my range time significantly because I have to practice, but I also have to conserve what I have to make sure that I'm able to make sure that my family, if push came to shove, we can do what we have to do to stay alive.
Now, do you practice practice with your family dry fire in the home and stuff?
Yeah, but it's the recoil that actually I want to work
Right.
on is the
Mhm.
anticipation. I mean, you can work on certain things with dry fire,
Mhm.
and that's all well and good, but the actual range time, I believe, is important when it comes to your
Yeah.
reaction time. Like sometimes you might
Yes.
actually do 20 push-ups or whatever, elevates
Mhm.
your breathing, and then actually, you know, go into that focus realm where you're trying
Mhm.
to, you know, get everything on point. And sometimes
Mhm.
dry fire doesn't actually give you that stimulation or that feeling. So
Yeah. I
being
guess
at the
I was
range makes a difference.
saying as far as limitation on buying the ammunition, we would do dry fire, you know, and what I'm talking about is like someone, you know, like something popping up to put you in that state of fear where you're not standing there with your hands beside you like, oh crap, what do I do? You're down and you're ready. You're ready. So dry fire like that can help without burning ammunition. Sorry if y'all hear Miguel. He's playing in the. I'm sorry. He's being
It's
a
okay.
dinosaur in the living room. Um, but that will help anyone. Anyone, you know, especially Miguel. Especially if you can do some type of pop up thing in the backyard would do great. I don't know if you have kids. Do you
No,
have
no,
kids?
no. It will just be
None
me.
of y'all. I know Tarsha does.
GT has a
You have
child. Yeah.
one. Okay. And how old are they, older or too young?
My son is at the perfect age where he can learn. I've
Mhm.
taken him a few times, but there's some maturity that needs to happen.
Right,
I'm
right.
his daddy, so I interacted with him.
Mhm.
So, it was the first two times I um, taught him about safety and respecting it, and, some psychological things, um, as far as, what that would, because if you have to use it, if you have to pull, there are certain psychological things that happen. So I had
Right.
certain conversations, but I seen that his maturity level, I mean, he respects it, but there's
Mhm.
certain elements I believe is important. It was like, okay, I'm gonna pull it away from you, and then when he gets to that point where I feel like there's some maturity as far as emotionally, then I will reintroduce that. But I want him
Mhm.
to respect it and understand it. And that's first and foremost. But no, it's not as it's just you have to me, I feel like you have to use a judgment call when you're introducing
Right,
it
with
to
your children.
anyone.
Mhm.
Yes, especially with your children. I mean, he's of age to learn, but then there's also, delays and
Mhm.
I just can't put it in words, but I introduced it to him. I gave him some training. I taught him to respect it. He understands that he's left-handed, so there's certain he's better at it than me when it comes down
Mhm.
to it. I don't know the stance. One of my buddies, he's left-handed. He's a big old joker. He like 6'7", and he went through of some things while I was standing there to give him more education and yeah.
That's good though. Another way to, as far as when you feel comfortable training your children. Okay, this is when anybody in the chat, whoever. Another good way to show them training as far as is, and I don't know if y'all have these, but we have the paint. What is that thing called, Jamie? The airsoft place.
Paintball.
And
Yeah, the
there's
paint
something.
and the airsoft place. Those places are really good to teach them, you know, different things, you know, at a level where they're not physically, you know, when they get ready, they're learning on a different level to where you can get them to where they need to be and where you feel comfortable being, you
Right.
know.
That's good. That's good to know.
Let me go over some of these. We missed a lot of people coming in. The Stock Explorer, uh, Wendy at Willoway Ranch,
Mm-hmm.
um, Deuce Durden, Mayfield Ranch. Thank you all for coming. And Rambo. Let's see. Black Guns and Gardens. And Chuck with Life with Blenda and Chuck.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Because I'm so behind on these. Getting
I
behind.
see hands in the dirt. I see David Corey in the bottom here. Lashes is in the chat. TLC in the garden. I don't know if you mentioned her.
Mhm.
Garden State Gardener. I see him in there as well.
And Chicken Beak Mountain. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for coming. And White Shoulders Farmstead.
Rebecca Touched by Yarn. I see her there. The J. Jordan.
And Missouri Outlaw Randy in Camp Silkies.
Six Gunner Audacity. Okay, yeah. I think you got everybody now.
And David. Thank you all for coming into this chat and listening in on this of why we all need an AR-15. And Farmers and Sons Prepping and Garden State Gardener. Welcome to my live. Thank you all for coming. I know that a lot of people hunt for food with rifles, but you also can use that same rifle for the AR-15 for hunting as well. So if you
Okay.
have to, yes, but with the AR-15, you would want to purchase one that is chambered in the 5.56. And the reason for that is
All
because
right. What does that mean for the layperson?
is the caliber of the ammunition.
So the size of the
Right.
what's the word I can use?
The ammunition.
The peg. Okay, that's there. So the size of it. So it's basically if I'm doing a deer hunting, like hands in the dirt, it will go through.
Yes, but
better.
like the 223, which is a lower pressure round, you can use that one for small game. So
Okay.
it's for personal defense as well, home defense, and for hunting as well.
Okay.
But a lot of people go and they choose different rifles for hunting. They do have some just for hunting.
Yeah, because big game needs a big, big
Right.
impact.
Yeah.
You don't want them to suffer either. You want it to be a quick
Yeah.
takedown. So you have to be conscious of that as well for
Well,
an animal.
Hunting with
For a
an
criminal,
AR,
take as long as you want. Drag it out, guys. Sorry.
hunting with an AR is a lot different than shooting a 12 gauge. A 12
Okay.
gauge will take down an animal, but it will knock you on your butt backwards.
Right, absolutely.
It will.
The shotgun has a lot of recoil, a whole lot of recoil. Because when I do finish going out and training on my own, my shoulder hurts.
Yes.
If I use, even though I do have a little pad on the stock, a gel pad, it still hurts.
Mhm.
So the AR-15 doesn't have that much recoil.
So when you're talking about defense, that's better. Like the AR you don't have time to be doing recoiling when you're getting people out of your house and protecting your children. So you want to.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're training is when you're going to think about that. When somebody bombards you, I swear you're not going to know the recoil's there.
Okay.
Your adrenaline is pumping so fast. You're not going to know it till it's over. But when you're training, the shoulder, like I said, when we were training our daughters, the first thing that we trained them on was a 12 gauge, because that is one that is going to knock you down. I wanted them to learn how to hold themselves and shoot it.
Okay.
And my oldest daughter, Shelby, she was sitting on a 5-gallon bucket that was weighted down trying to shoot the shotgun. And she looked like Granny off that Beverly Hillbillies, had flipped over. So you got
Right.
to, it's definitely got some recoil. That's like if you get a 50 cal handgun, you better watch your nose. That thing will recoil and pop you just like this if you don't
Yeah,
know what you're doing.
yeah, just like that Mossberg 590 Shockwave I have, it'll knock your teeth out.
Yes, yes, they will.
Well, yeah.
Wow. I
Um,
need my teeth, so I don't want that. Yeah.
welcome, Wally,
Hey, Wally.
Green Nation Vlog, and Farmers and Sons. I think I mentioned them, but
Hendrickson.
welcome. Let's see what they're talking about in the chat.
A shotgun will let
Oh,
you know
yes,
it's there.
308.
Yes.
I don't have a 308. I only have the gosh, I can't even think of it right now. I hate when I get brain fog.
It's okay. Take your time.
But that is a good one. The AR-15 is calibrated in both the 223 and the 5.56.
Oh, I see his comment. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I
So you
made
just
sure I got
you
the
just change the rounds and it automatically, can adapt to. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the 5.56 can take both, but if you go and purchase a 223, you can't use the 5.56.
Okay, so that would be a better bang for your buck is to get one that can
Absolutely.
economics. Okay.
Right. Hey,
Um,
O-Tunes.
Now,
Welcome.
do you like when you guys go to bed? What's in your nightstand? What's next to you?
My Glock 21, which is chambered in the 45, and my Glock 19.
And how far is your AR-15?
Maybe 2 steps away.
Okay. GT and Tiffany.
I have a little something right beside me, and
Okay.
then not too far away, I have something that's a real pushbacker, and then everything is aligned perfectly to where if it's a quick threat, I know exactly, boom and
Mm-hmm.
ta 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 ta, and then I have a wife, so she can, she's doing what she do,
She
but
can back up.
and
She
I
can, yeah.
but in our other setup at our other house, it was one of those things because of our alarms and everything that when I walk out, my son's room was right there, and he already knew exactly where he's supposed to put himself at while I handle whatever's going on, because you don't know what's going on. You're in the dead of sleep, you're
Exactly.
awakened by something, or your wife is telling you, hey, someone's in the house. You're it's very scary, but you got to be ready, and that's where training comes in. Like I trained my son. I didn't go the extreme with the shotgun. I still hadn't let him do that. That's that thing now.
Yeah.
So it started with the BB guns,
Mm-hmm.
and then we moved up. Just let them appreciate and understand and respect. The power of it, and then to understand and respect life.
Right.
That's the most important thing, is to understand life.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't understand or respect it, then you might think that you get another go around. No, we only get one of these. So appreciate it and try not to put yourself in a position where someone has the ability or the authority or the power to take it away from you. So
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's the worst thing that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Prepper, thank you for coming. I see that you also going to be in and out. Thank you so much. And Howlin' Harry on the Prairie. And the AR Hands in the Dirt said the AR-10 comes in both of those calibers. He will send that to Mitchell at Hendricks Farm. They had a 308 and a 6.5 Grendel. Yep, Farmers and Son. Prepping said the 5.56 will shoot the 2.23.
Okay.
Yep. The Brutal Bob said hands in the dirt. Be very aware ARs that are marked 223 only. They are out there. Yes.
Okay, so I don't want that. Okay. Farmer's Son saying he has a Glock 19 with nightstand sights and weapons light next to his bed. I don't know, his or her, next to my bed.
Mm-hmm.
And see, the one that's, sorry.
Go ahead.
The one that's right beside my bed, I don't have any special things with it at all. No light, no nothing. I know my house pretty good, so I didn't see a need for it. And then even when I go to the range, I have a scope, but I've only used it like twice. I use my irons on everything that I have. I haven't trained enough to where you go to distance to where you might use the scope, I guess, or the red dot or whatever, the O light or whatever. I guess I haven't trained well enough because I've been training with the iron sights.
I prefer iron sights on guns, but I do have them on my rifles.
Yeah, we use the iron sights and train on the iron sights, the kids, and then we also have scopes. So, and the other thing about where things are in your home, make sure you keep them in the same place, because when you get woke up at night and you're startled, you better know where you can grab what you need. You can't be fumbling around saying, "Up, hold on just a second. Let me find this." Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Have it.
And sorry.
I was just going to just repeat what she was saying. Just have it in a place where you know you can get to it real quick.
Because sometimes I believe that criminals, sometimes they do a little renaissance mission and they come in, just check out what's going on around your area, see when you come home and stuff. But hopefully no one took the time to do that. Hopefully it's someone just looking for something and then they run up on your house, and hopefully they take the pushback well. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I am in my kitchen a lot, and I'm gonna be honest with you. My front door is adjacent to my kitchen, and my personal handgun, one of them, is mounted in that cabinet so that I can get it, because we've already had people come up on our property trying to steal stuff off of it. So, and I am in my kitchen just all the time. So we had to mount that way. And it's where we can reach it. We know where it is. You know what I'm saying? And for our own protection here, we live in the city. I mean, things happen all the time. People have tried to steal stuff off our property, and you just don't ever know these days what is going to happen. You don't know. Know.
Because like we was discussing yesterday, people, it just don't be one person coming to kicking your door anymore these days. They come in groups, they come in masses. So you have to be prepared to take down as many people as possible if they're coming to do harm to you and your family.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very important. That's why the training is very important. It's just so important to be trained so that you know what you're doing. Anybody can go out and purchase a gun. Anybody can, whether legally or not. We've seen it. Anybody can purchase a gun. But
and that's why
you got to be trained.
Yeah, and when going back to what GT Jr. said about not having the necessary stuff to do the training, like I'm not sure the ammo prices as of today, but as soon as those prices drop, go and buy a lot of ammo. Don't wait to a situation occur where you want to run to the store and be like, okay, I got to get some ammo. Don't do it. You want to get it now when it's
Right.
not high.
When it's plenty, yeah.
Because it's if you got a rifle with no bullets,
Yeah, you got
with no
nothing.
freedom
Then you're like
bullet,
me
I
with
mean
my
no
cutlass.
freedom seeds.
Get
It's
your
like
cutlass.
it's
You
like
ain't-
having a hammer.
That's what I
you
have. I
ain't-
have a
You ain't got
hammer and a
no
cutlass.
wind in this. You have no dog in the fight. So that's why
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna have to train differently because
And I have a
it's
stapler. That's what I have.
yeah, you gotta know. But we were granted certain defense mechanism when we were born. We know how to scream, bite, scratch, shout, punch,
Mhm.
kick. Those are the first things. So, you
Mhm.
know, the second step is other things. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, if you ain't
Right.
got no seeds, you can't plant nothing to back anybody off of you.
Right. Hey, Kentucky Survival. Thank you for coming. And Howlin' Harry on the Prairie said a Taurus revolver and 44 special hanging on the side of the bed, and a 1911 compact and 45 on the footboard.
Oh, he ain't
There's
playing.
12 gauge
With 3.5 turkey loads by the bedroom door.
bedroom door.
His
Yeah.
room is all stacked. He
Yes.
ain't got no furniture. He just got
Like to have all of them. Right. You never know what can happen. Then you have
he ready.
like upstairs. I say, my son, you'll have the precision rifle up there. So
Yep.
it'll work out perfectly.
Oh my goodness. He's
Yeah.
ready.
That's a lot. Whoa, we.
But I mean, in
I'm
some
trying to catch
places,
up.
that's the way you got to be. They got to be in the corner of the house, or
Yeah.
like I said, in the cabinet, like the way I have mine in the cabinet, it is there for me to pull, and that's it.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to
Yes.
go fumbling around,
No, you
and
shouldn't. Yeah,
no,
time is limited. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
Do you
yes.
carry in the house? Like, do you have it on you?
It
Sometimes when you just say, I'm gonna
very
just put
close
it
to
on
me.
me.
Area
Yeah.
in the house. It goes from room to room.
If you're in the shower, it's right there.
Yes, it's in the
Brushing your teeth is
bathroom.
right there.
Right.
3 feet.
Not too far away from me. There's been an empty house down here for sale, and I live on a dead end road, but anyways, and the police there was people living in it, and all they were doing was meth. I mean, they ran through the yard and stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's why you just don't know.
Mhm.
You just
And
don't know.
just imagine a group of people coming to your house, even if you living in the city and have access to the officers coming to save you. But if you're out in the rural areas, like I plan to move out on our
Me
land in the
too.
country. So you're out there and the police, it can take them 30 to 45 minutes to come out in the country if you're living 10 to 15 miles out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So a handgun is just not going to do it for those type of situations.
Especially when you're dealing with somebody on medication like that too. They're 10 times stronger than what you think they are.
Yeah.
A lot
Right.
stronger. And they
I've
don't
seen it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Absolutely.
they're gonna do whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
So if somebody came into your home, do you give a verbal warning while you're while you're sticking your stance, or you just start firing?
And you give a verbal warning. The first thing you want to do is to at least have 911 on the phone. You dialing 911 and you're saying whatever it is you have to say that your life is in danger.
because the minute the dispatcher picks up, and I know this, I used to do that job. I was the supervisor there. The minute that phone picks up, it is recording. And that is public knowledge that you can go
Mhm.
get. It's public access, public knowledge. The minute that phone picks up, even if I'm saying, whatever county 911, what's the emergency of your location? And you're in the background on top of me screaming, somebody's coming in my house, you can hear both of you plain as day with the 911 centers.
Absolutely. So
That's my wife's job. That's my wife's first job as she
Yeah.
waking me up to call.
Call 911.
I didn't even realize about the recording, and that's basically evidence for you.
Right.
But it was the simple fact that, you know, I want y'all to, I need y'all to come here, but I'm gonna handle my immediate threat right now because that second matters and y'all are minutes away. So I'm gonna do the best that I can. And I don't, the legal battle is gonna be something else after if you have to defend yourself. So, you know, the more evidence that you have is gonna, you know, help you in the long run.
Yes, it would be in your favor to dial 911 and have that recorded, and also have that defense liability insurance as well. Hey, our treasured home, and
You
someone
guys
cut
are
your,
ready.
Sheena says somebody cut her fence last week. If they came cutting fence, they came prepared.
Right.
They came with
They
some
will
loud.
be back. They will back and replay the camera. And I mean, this was right next to my bedroom. We couldn't hear nothing.
Wow.
So you don't really know what's going on at night. That's why it's so important to be able to protect yourself and know where everything is. That way you can grab it when you need it.
So true. So Danny, what's going on today?
Well, not much. I just got done with my live not too long ago, and then I fixed some lunch. We had some Mater sandwiches for straight from the garden, so that was cool. And
That's awesome.
yeah, I know, right? I was
Salt and pepper?
What kind of tomatoes?
The kind you
there's-
eat.
Yeah,
No, there's a whole lot of them. I'm
yeah,
sorry,
there's,
I'm off topic, but that made me happy though.
Yeah, I like tomato sandwiches.
It's not off topic. I see it all as being total prepared.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally prepared. Your garden, your self-defense,
everything.
and your emergency preparedness as well.
Yeah.
You want to have it all.
big boy
And that's
tomatoes.
what I do.
I mean, I don't know. They the kind you
Probably
eat,
a
like she
beef
said.
They're the big are they the big ones? So they're like beefsteaks, huh? Probably.
Beef steak.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're like CR or
Mm.
something called. But I wanted to say, hold on just a second. I wanted to say I was trying to get in y'all's live without getting up here, and it wouldn't let me see the live on YouTube. Like it wasn't loading. It was just a black screen, and it kept doing the loading thing. And I said, well, I'll just click on the StreamYard link. I'm gonna hear this live one way or another. So
Yeah, stream. I don't know. Like when
Like
people
my other device is buffering sometimes. Yeah. Oh, hey, Belt Loop.
only
So
go
something's
to
going on.
the
Yeah.
phone.
How y'all doing?
Hey Gary, how you doing? Oh,
Oh,
hopefully
it's being blocked.
G Mama. Hey G Mama Grows. I'm sorry. Let's see if anybody else came in. But
I was listening to your program while I was, getting ready for work. And I just, when you're hopping in the shower, you just can't, I'm sorry if I missed anybody in there, they're saying hey or anything. I just, you my friend, and I wanted to come on, say hey, and you know me, I can't resist a StreamYard link.
right. That's your addiction.
It
Hey,
is. It
Chris.
is.
Chris and Larry's here.
I haven't been
Tarsha.
able to ride with y'all in the middle of the night anymore. It's been rough. I can't
I
hang.
can't do that either.
I can't either.
Well, anyhow, it surprises me. Sometimes we'll have 20 or 30 people. It's hard to believe that there'd be that many people to come on. Well, to be fair, I on one hand, I say I can't believe they come on there to see me, although sometimes I do talk a lot on there. But I think it's to see the other folks in the chat because, like last night, we had that Canadian fishing musician, and he played some awesome music.
Yeah.
So, and we always have great people in the chat. I appreciate the fact that y'all have actual lives. That it's during the day, and I don't blame y'all for not watching it. I don't,
We will at sometimes, but I just
Watch
don't
the replay, yeah.
every night. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate y'all watching the replay. Some of those. I mean, the conversation can change so much, and just in an instant. and we have some very intriguing conversations. And last night we were talking, I reckon, about initially about videos and editing and stuff that every YouTuber goes through. And
People
then
are saying in the chat that it's buffering. See, that wasn't just me. That was
No, it wasn't just you. My other devices. I think they're slowing down your stream. Maybe the subject's too much for them.
Oh no.
I'm telling you, my phone is buffering. I'm watching the chat on here. It's buffering.
my
I
phone.
can jump down. Maybe it's me.
Oh, it's buffering on my
I think it's buffering everywhere because it was doing that to me on my cell phone.
Before you got on my chat?
Yes, ma'am. And so, it's not like I was, I was just had your stream pulled up in the chat. I could listen to it, but I couldn't, really see it because I just so daggum busy. And I'm sorry for that, Tarsha. But I was trying to listen to it, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. And when I got a chance to look at it, you see that little circle thing going on there. And,
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to here in just a few. I'm gonna have to finish getting ready to go to work. Today's one of our test days. Today is Tuesday, ain't it?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Okay, well, every Tuesday and Thursday at work, we got to go take that Kofifi test. And,
oh, wow. That's not good.
Well, started in 2020.
Did you say every week?
Yes, that's a lot.
That's excessive.
I think it's probably, it's only for those folks like me that did not bother taking that shot, that jab.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a punishment than anything else. But to be fair, we were doing that before. Anyhow, I work in a hospital, and there's a lot of folks that they're trying to protect, and I get that. There are times when we've got a list there at the front gate on the board that shows all the buildings that's under quarantine, and they've got a level 2 quarantine, and they've got a level 3 quarantine. On the level 2 quarantine, it requires whenever an officer enters that building, we have to wear, I think it's masks and gloves and maybe eye protection. If it's under level 3, we have to go through and actually suit up, get on these protective suits. Although they don't do that on the building. I don't know why we're required, but that's what we do. But we have to, if you hadn't taken the jab, you got to be, there's 2 exceptions to it. One is a medical, exemption, and the other is religious exemption. And either one of those 2 you can have and not have to take the jab. And I probably shouldn't be spouting off what's going on. But me,
no worse than the topic.
I can't imagine.
Yeah,
you
we're already buffering.
Well, let's go to some of the chat. Hands in the dirt said, mine is on me or near me at all times. I don't water my garden without it. That's right. It goes to the mailbox with me too. And while I'm gardening. And Family Farm Mitchell said, go buy an airsoft gun to practice with. You're just creating muscle memory.
Yep.
Absolutely. You can do that as well. Someone told me.
Is an aerosol like a pellet one, or is that like the paint gun?
It's the pellet one.
Okay.
And it'll make you stop and think. It stings. It'll make you stop and think if you are
We've
going.
got some airsoft guns ourselves.
If y'all are going against each other, you're going to. It is not only going to teach yourself how to use it, but it's going to teach that other person. Don't stand in.
I have a raccoon problem, so I thought I could just get rid of the raccoon at the same time while I'm practicing.
Yeah.
So I'll get the air. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Shooting a firearm is something I do, and I'm not. This is just what I go by. There's, in my opinion, Tarsha can tell you more than I can. She's got all that education and everything on it, and she does a lot of training, what have you. We do a little training too, but for me, it's all about 2 things: target acquisition and trigger control. Sometimes when I go through and I'm getting ready for a qualifying coming up, what I like to do is put a dime or a penny, a nickel, whatever on top of the gun, and aim it at something and practice pulling the trigger dry firing, just to make sure that I'm keeping it steady. Because if you can keep the triggers, if you can make sure that you have a smooth trigger pull while you have that target, acquired, then you're going to hit what you're aiming at. And using an air gun, that's a great idea too. That actually gives you, some practical practice with it. But you can, practice at any time. Now, would I say I'd put thousands of trigger pulls on there without, dry firing it? No, I can't imagine that's good for the weapon. But, a little bit ain't going to hurt you, and it gives you some control in order to make sure you hit what you're firing at.
Sorry.
There are gunfights out there where people are 10, 15, 20 feet apart and they miss one another every shot, unload entire, magazines. So if you want to make, and you don't, and I think somebody mentioned something about this earlier, you do not rise to the occasion, you fall back on your training. So, if you train yourself for that particular situation, it's more of muscle memory and understanding of what you're doing. And I'm sorry, Tarsha, I didn't mean to talk so long. I just, you know me.
So question for everybody. So if you have different power tools, is like the weight of it an issue? Like, I guess you've been practicing for so long, but is the weight of the actual item an issue? Like, do you remember, okay, this is a lighter, like, how does your reaction time affect what you're using in a pinch? Like when you're in the middle of the night, you're waking up and,
I
like,
think when you
do I practice with the heavier one or the lighter one?
you
Whichever
need to
one
learn
that you
them
choose that's
all.
going to benefit you the most.
Right. You need
For
to
me-
know how to work them all.
For me, I prefer my Sig Sauer P226. It has more, and it is a little bit heavier. But for me, what that does is it reduces the recoil and allows me, to quicker target acquisition. Now, some folks like them lighter guns, but for me, that's what it's about.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Bob?
Yeah, I hear you. If I could just throw this in, I taught my whole family how to use all of our firearms. I taught them, and we go to the range as a family. We practice as a family and we exchange firearms, so they all are familiar with all of them. They're located in the same place in the house, but most of the handguns we open carry. I live in Seattle, and the reputation that this place has, okay? And it's true. But I just wanted to put this out there. Go as a family, and then what we normally will do is we'll go out for lunch together as a family after we go to the range.
And have discussions.
You got to build a team and start with your family. So I just wanted to throw that in there, and this is a good discussion, guys. I'm having a good time listening to this.
Thank you.
Very true. Very true.
Thanks, Bob.
Tarsha, would you mind taking down the comment for just a second so I can see this gentleman's name?
Oh, Bob 942 here in
Oh, Bob,
Seattle.
okay. Okay.
Would somebody please drop his link so I can.
Yeah, you can see right at the very beginning, my little tiny wife, she's barely 5 feet tall. She's got a hold of that Mossberg 590 right there at the range. Wham! Wham! Don't let nobody snow you that a woman can't handle a shotgun. Yes, they can, because my wife is little tiny lady and she can handle it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to bounce out. Thanks for letting me share that out with you guys. God bless to all of you.
You're
Thank
welcome
you for
anytime.
sharing.
Peace out.
And Runneth Over Garden and Life said, now, do you recommend getting ammo at the gun shows or at any gun shop? I would get it wherever you can, but long as you know that those are not, I guess, like, been not stored properly, because you don't want to
Right.
purchase ammo that has not been stored properly.
Yep.
In a lot of places, people will reload. You can't trust all reloads either. And like someone
Got to head to work. If y'all are still on when I get there, by the way, Tarsha, if you would send me an email at, well, beltloop29@aol.com. I want to talk with you for just a couple minutes, you know.
All right.
And anyhow, I'll see y'all later.
Take care, Belt Loop.
Right.
So you can take all your casings and reload them yourself.
Yes. Yes, you can.
I was gonna
There's
ask,
a-
I'm like, oh, that's old school, but I'm like, oh, okay, that's good for preparedness. Then you can make your own
Yes.
I
ammo.
haven't done that myself, but I mean, as far as preparedness, that would be awesome to be able to do that
It
yourself
is.
and to have that skill, you know, for if in
great
case you couldn't go buy more.
It's
Exactly.
a great
If the supply was not available, you can kind of
You
It's
can
a
borrow
lot
those too. You making the rounds and people will buy them.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is a lot cheaper to do that as well. To
That
do your
is
own
true,
stuff.
Tina. You need to learn to control emotions or they will hurt themselves instead of later.
What would you say, Tarsha, is the biggest safety tip? I want to know if we're on the same page. Biggest safety tip for someone very first starting out and they have purchased their gun. What is the number one thing that you would tell them not to do?
Keep your finger off the trigger.
Yeah.
Unless you intend to kill.
Yeah, that's what she told me
And
yesterday.
always point it in a safe direction, never point
Yes,
it at
ma'am.
anyone.
Yes.
And it goes on and on to the other safety. But that finger control, keep that finger off that
Yes.
trigger. Is important.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Every time we talk about
That's
that,
right, run it over.
yeah, I don't know if any of y'all watch any of the, are as old as me. I'm older than everybody, I think, but we watch Barney Fife. And he used to shoot his foot all the time. It was a joke, but he couldn't keep his finger off the trigger. But it's so easy when you very first, all you want to do is automatically wrap that finger around, and you can't do that. You got to keep it off of there and to the side. So,
Okay.
Okay, it says hands in the dirt said it's true. The sound of a pump shotgun is universal. Even animals understand that. That is so true. Yeah. And Sheena said, learn your law, make my day, etc. You don't want to be charged if they eating a sandwich. That's not life threatening.
I don't know. I like my sandwiches.
It was my last sandwich.
I'm saying, I don't know. I
But
get
I've
particular
heard
about my
so
food
many
now.
people doing those type of things, going in the house, making sandwiches, and getting baths.
oh no.
Not
Yeah.
today.
I can tell you right now that if you were to walk up in my house, first of all, in the cattle panel that's out front, it's going to let you know right then that we're armed. I don't care. Second of all, if you make it to the first window to come up the steps, it's going to let you know that you've gotten too close. And the
Absolutely.
window by the door tells you enter at your own risk.
You are a target.
Yeah. So I warn you before you even get in my driveway. I warn you. So come on up in here and eat a sandwich. Because I warn you.
Farmer's son prepping said, I open carry on the property and at home. I conceal carry everywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
I conceal carry everywhere. I thought that it just makes me feel more secure as far as people seeing me as a threat or seeing me as yes, exactly. You know, someone might position themselves in a certain way because they see that I have a tool with me. So I want to have myself in a position where I have an advantage because they already have the upper hand because they came to cause harm. So
absolutely,
just my stance.
And I think in some places though, like where I live, in some places, like we conceal, but there is certain places that we open, because I want you to know that I know, okay? Because some of these places around here are not as good as others, but the majority of the time, you know, my husband says it should be, he conceals because he feels like he's a target if someone sees him walking with his on his hip. So he conceal carries.
Where'd she go? Urban, come back.
Hey,
So
Chef.
there's been a couple of people who's asked who all is here. So that was Urban Gardening Chronicles that just left. And then this is Tarsha, the person's live that you're on, obviously. There we go. And then Tiffany from Mud and Mascara. And then tell us who this is. Introduce us to this fellow. We don't know who that is.
I don't know him.
He's in Alaska. He's in Alaska.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yes, I'm in Alaska. I love it. We have relaxed rules. There's a lot of things that I love about Alaska. It's beautiful here. We have
Oh,
moose
yes.
roaming. Moose roam around like dogs. We see bear. It's wildlife up here,
I
and
love it.
we got
Don't
criminals.
underestimate those moose.
I would love to
Oh
go
no,
there.
they'll kick you to sleep. They'll kick you to sleep or to death. They will stomp you out like they doing the
Yep.
ATL stomp.
They're very aggressive. They put you in a coma.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, but I'm a gardener first. Well, I'm a man first, a human being, man, and all those other things. But I'm a gardener, but I still
Hey, these
practice
days you're
2A.
ahead. I mean,
Right.
the fact that you know those basic things and you're firm, standing firm in that, you're a step ahead.
Okay, we have Joseph Bishop on here. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. How are y'all?
Good.
Doing
Thank
good.
you.
And you?
Yes, ma'am.
Your mic is a little low.
Hello.
Somebody drop his link for me, if you
Can
would.
you hear me now?
It's very low, very soft.
How about now?
It's still low. Can y'all hear him or
Barely. I don't know if you put up your volume on your device, sir, or
I've got it all the way up.
okay.
Maybe. Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Yeah.
Something's open. Yeah, something opened up there.
Okay. How are y'all?
Gorilla,
good?
I'm good, thank you.
Tarsha, Gorilla Joe's in here. Drunken Chef's in here. I was trying to see if anybody else popped in while you were talking to everybody.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
And Farmers and Son Prepping said, hey, 911, somebody's breaking in and I will blow them away.
Mhm.
That's his.
Okay, our treasure home had a question. Can any of these
No.
recordings 911 get erased? No.
No,
Let me get
No.
my charge.
that's public record. I mean, like when you shut down the day, when we shut down the day at the 911 center, that all that goes into darn. What is it that we run everybody on? Tarsha, what is it that we run everybody on down here? Background.
Yeah, the background checks,
What-
the
no, what-
GCRC.
Yeah, there you go. All that
Mhm.
information is uploaded in those big headquarters, so it's public. I mean, they have to be able to provide it for you anywhere. I can go back now to when I was on 911 and have the recording pulled where I had someone who shot somebody on the phone with me and pull that and listen to it now. And that's been a minute since that's happened.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always there for you to get a hold of. It is evidence for you, but it can also be used against you. Yes. Yeah. You have to watch what you say. And I don't know if you've seen this, Tarsha, Did you see the guy? This blew my mind. There was a couple that came into the grocery store or whatever, convenience store. Well, anyways, the card was declined. So the boy comes around the corner and gets the old man down in the seat. Okay. Well, when he comes up, he stabs the boy because the guy, you can see it in the video where the boy is, pushing the older man. And we're talking older, like 70,
Mhm.
80. And anyways, he's in jail for stabbing the boy. And the girl came around and stabbed him. And he is the one who's suffering the consequences for stabbing the guy who was robbing him.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
the tables can turn on you quick,
real fast.
real fast. Hey, Bob. I mean, not Bob. Joseph, you have something to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're ever involved in something like that, in a shooting or a stabbing or something like that, and police show up, make sure you go to the hospital yourself. Even if nothing's wrong with you, you still need to get checked out, your mental state and everything, and that's gonna help you in the long run. Right? When police
Absolutely.
stuff come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you go through some mental anguish after you have to defend yourself, or something like that. Yeah.
You got everything. If you have to take a life, it's going to be one of them things that it's going to stick with you the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
It sure will.
And when you go, I mean, you see all the time. I mean, I'm down here in Florida, and we've had a bunch of shootings down here in Florida, and guys pat themselves on the back for it, but it's really nothing to be patted on the back for.
Mm-mm.
If you're protecting yourself or you're protecting your family, that's good. But really, taking a life is nothing to really be patting yourself on the back about. And
Right.
They look into that. They look into how did he handle himself afterwards. They have a big old smile on his face. Was he bragging about it? It's stuff that if you have to do it, it's something you don't want to brag about because they'll come back and haunt you later on.
Right. And like Kentucky Survival 76 said, understand your local self-defense laws. Some have a retreat clause, some don't. And I know Georgia don't. Yeah, you don't
No
have to.
retreat law here.
And that's a wonderful
We don't have
thing.
one in Florida. We can stand our ground.
But still, but me personally, I'm gonna try to retreat, because I can understand. I don't want to take a life. That's not what I want to do, but I want to protect my life and my family's life and others. So say that again.
I said exactly. You don't want to do it, but if it comes down to it, you or them, make sure it's them. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I love life. I love my son. I love to love. So I'm.
But let me ask you a question. If you retreat, who says that they don't have others outside waiting for
Exactly.
you?
Yes,
Your
but that's
inside your home is the best place, and I would defend mine. If they want to use that against me for saying that, later down the line if something ever occurred. But if it's between my life and my kid's life, I'm taking someone else's.
when they're investigating this, you got to make sure that you show that you feared for your life before you took their life.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I guess I mean, I'm not different, but I guess what I'm saying, somebody busts through my door, you don't think I'm afraid? What I got to tell you? I'm scared.
Yeah.
Just verbally say it. Just verbally say it.
If
Absolutely.
you're on the phone to 911, you better not be calm about it. You better be sitting there and letting them know, hey, I've retreated back into my bedroom. There's only one door in between me and them, and they are trying to break it in. You know, man, you got to be, whether you're acting or whether you're sincere about it.
But I mean, what if you don't have time for all that? What if they bust in the door with their weapon drawn? You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do.
But
and that
I always
and
say it's better to be visited in prison than it is to be visited at a cemetery.
Mhm.
That's why I have the insurance is because that's a fight that hopefully they can do for me, because
Mhm.
like the young lady right there said, you know, what if you don't have time?
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't have time, then, you know, I got to
Hey,
protect mine.
Like,
Right.
I respect human life, but if you're coming into my home, you don't respect my human life.
And
So no
It-
disrespect, but I'm gonna
think-
choose me over you any day, any given day.
It's
Yeah.
like the laws are for the criminals. I guess in mine in Tarsha's situation and others who've been trained as far as PD, police officer, we as supervisors for 911 were trained the same way. So when someone scares me, I have been trained to keep your cool. So I guess, I don't know. I mean, I know to call 911, but I just, it's different when you got somebody rushing up on you, like Tarsha said. You need to do what you got to do.
Yeah, like I don't think I can go find my phone and get my
Right.
weapon
You'll
and
be blessed if you even
find the
get in.
door
Yeah.
and like it's one or
Right.
the other. I don't think I can do the 911 and
Mhm.
arm up.
And I think that's
And,
the reason why some of us carry while we're here, you know, on the property or whatever, in the home.
and I keep the cell phone on the nightstand with that, and my wife has hers right beside her, so she's equipped to try to alert someone that, you know, we're frightened.
And the thing about it is that with the more training you do in your head thought, and you and your spouse, like James and I, we know what we're supposed to do, and act that out. You will be, you're going to be stunned and scared, but you're going to not be sporadic, chaotic. Okay, you're going to
Yeah.
be stunned. I don't care who you are. You're going to be stunned and scared, but you're going to have repetitively trained yourself to do what you need to do, time and time
And
again.
if you warn that person, I will protect myself, like, and they
Right.
still come in your home, I don't
Mhm.
think I'm morally responsible for what happens to you after that.
And know every angle of your house
Right.
as well. So, and have
Over there.
a place for you and your
That was
kids
that way.
to if someone come in, where your kids will be, because
Mhm.
mine are spaced out from upstairs, downstairs. So you need to have a plan, action for if anything ever occurs.
Right.
But your kids are armed though, right? Triple threat?
They have access to them, but they're not physically armed like I do.
No, but like if something happens at 2:00 in the morning and you say your code
Absolutely.
word, or I'm sure you have a signal that you say, you know, Pizza
Yeah.
Hut or whatever you want to say, they know.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
go right to that and they go
Right.
to their spot and they know what they're supposed to be doing. They're not just like, you know, hovering and under the bed. Like they know what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The two oldest, they have machetes where they have access to. So if they see hands, like I tell them, you see hands come through the window, even though we got the sensor that goes off for the windows and doors. But if you do see a hand come through the window, chop it off. Don't hesitate,
Mhm.
because that same hand gonna do you harm.
Right.
My
Yeah.
my son thought that when I go over this training, because I did the training in my old apartment, and he thought it was just because of the environment. And I said, no, baby,
Mhm.
crime comes. It doesn't matter where you're located at.
Mhm.
I said, it's just we have to be prepared, because we did
Prepared.
this within the first week of us moving there. We went
Mhm.
through the whole location. I was telling him, and my wife was following along, and he asked me that, and I had to just let him know, no, we was in a good neighborhood, and we're in a better neighborhood now, but we still need to protect ourselves, because people become irrational in many different, because of whatever struggles they're going through or stress they're going through. We need
Yeah.
to just try to be able to defend ourselves so we can keep on living.
That's right. We live in the country, but that's why I appreciate Tarsha and her community that I found here, because, you know, we're both military. I was security forces in the Air Force, And we talk about doing drills with our kids, and whereas that might sound crazy to some people, you know, y'all can relate to that. Y'all know that it's all about preparedness, and you would rather have that information and your family be prepared and never have to use it than to need to use it and have not been prepared, you know.
Absolutely. Because, you know, some kids get very frightened and they go run and hide.
Right.
And that running and hiding, that's a scary thing when you're trying to protect your child, but you don't know where they are.
Right.
And you're shooting, and that round can go in the same direction your child has took off to. So you want to have that plan for them to be like, even when we go to the mall, but I tell my kids, always stay behind me. If something happens, stay behind me.
Hey, there's another thing out there, you know, like you're talking about malls and stuff like that. You know, kids nowadays, they carry backpacks left and right. They actually make a plate that you can put inside a backpack, bulletproof plates. So I tell my kid, my wife's actually a teacher, and you know all the school shootings and stuff that happen. And I coach I coach ball at the school. I don't work at the school, but I coach ball there for them. I'm always telling my girls, hey, anything ever like that ever happens, all them big old book bags y'all carry, because they carry their whole locker with them. They got all them books and stuff. I said, hey, take that book bag and put in front of you, because chances are, you know, 3 or 4 of them thick books will stop around. It may not stop every round that comes through, but it's
definitely slow it down.
And their clothes will be. So I always tell them, hey, put that pack, something like that, you know, get in the corner and put them books in there like that, and it'll help stop, you know, a lot of that stuff that's coming at you if you find yourself in that situation.
And see, that's why I invested in getting me and all my kids bulletproof vests.
Yep.
So we all have them. So if they have the front plate and the back plate. So if it comes to that point to where they need to put one in their backpack, they can.
Yeah.
Yes, GT.
Now, that right there, where, like, I guess I'll email you this, but I've seen some that are so heavy, and
they are. But I got mine from Safe Life Defense, and also for AR. Is it AR-500? Is that the brand? I can't think.
I'm gonna look it up. Safe Line Defense, you said?
Yeah, Safe Life Defense. I got the regular steel plates and the new blue ones they have. Well, they probably not new now.
Okay, so vests. Hold on.
Flexible ones. I got the flexible ones as well. They're supposed to be a little lighter, but they still heavy.
Yeah,
sorry, there's 4 categories: concealable, tactical, uniform, first response, high V. So you have concealable?
I have a concealable one and a tactical one.
Okay.
The tactical one is for outside, and then the other one you can wear up under your shirts.
Are you
Tarsha, I appreciate y'all. It was good to meet you. GT Junior, I got you now. And
and who are you again?
I'm Danielle from Danny Days Homestead.
Danny Days Homestead.
Oh, hey. I done heard so much about you though. Okay, I see you. Okay.
All right, okay. Well, I gotta take my dogs out. They're like barking and whatnot, and I'm gonna get down because I don't want to take up a spot that somebody else can use. So.
Oh, I got up to 25, I believe.
Oh, do you?
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting here.
All right. Well, I might pop back up here in a bit. I gotta take my dogs out.
Thank you.
Okay, Danny, we'll see you soon.
I wasn't sure if anybody else is buffering because I see that.
No, you're good now. You're good now.
Okay.
I've been watching it on my other device. It's cleared up.
And Miss Andell, if you're still here, welcome and thank you. Al Chafe. And did I see Chicken Beat Mountain here?
I didn't. Is Al still in here?
I don't know. Hey, Chris and Larry,
yeah.
Hey, what kind of concealed weapon holsters do y'all normally carry?
I use the Kydex kind. I don't use that really the flexible. Only when I'm out walking.
If you've never used an Alien Gear holster, you ought to try them. They got one called a Cloak and Tuck, and that's the only holster carry any of my weapons in is the Alien Gear holster.
The Alien Gear, yeah, I heard of that one, but I don't have any by Alien Gear. I got my bunch of mine from. I know I have a DeSantis for one of my uh, handguns, but I got a lot of mine from Sportsman Guide.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
And the guy that from Alaska, they make a chest rig holster. You can get in almost any. They carry Alien Gear carries almost any kind of pistol holster. The newer pistol, anyway.
Now, what did you say? Chest? What did you say again? Now?
They carry a chest holster. I know you're in Alaska, and a lot of times you want stuff up front and out in front of you, or like moose and bear and stuff like that. And it fits right in your chest. You can angle it whatever way you want it. If you want coming out from the side, if you want coming out from the top. And they make good gear. It holds up. I carry a Glock 42 and a Glock 34. I got the Glock 32 on my left-hand side, my 34 on my right, and I can lay on either side when I'm laying down. I can't even tell it's there.
Yeah.
See,
they're really comfortable.
See, I when I do carry, I'm not saying I'm just saying when I do carry, I like light because the recoil. I want to make sure that it's more precise. And that may be a little bit of lack of knowledge as far as what I've understood is like 40, 45 and those type of calibers, they have more recoil, and I don't know how factual that is. And I got my my holsters from, there's a police depot or something like that, and they sell things like that. And I went and got mine from there, and I felt a little uneasy, just because of there's certain things that being who I am, I see and I deal with, and it made me it made me feel a little way. But after I've been there a few times, it was like, everybody opened up, or at least I felt like everyone was more friendly. This is a very, 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 very friendly state. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. I want to say hello to Makeup Mom and Son. Thank you for coming if you're still here. Sorry we're getting down to these chats too late. And welcome, Candy Dudette Watson. Please send goats. Hello to you. Let's see. Mahindra Nada, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And Gorilla Joe, I know they mentioned you a while back, but I'm so sorry we just got down to it. My wife loves shooting my AR-15, but I've been trying to train her up on my pistol so we can get her into some classes in concealed carry. Absolutely. Know how to use all type of weapons is what I say. Different types.
Dragonflies is in here too. Ryan.
Dragonflies. Hey, Dragonflies.
Rustic Outdoors.
Oh, I'm so behind.
Ryan.
Hey, Rustic. Yeah, we're way behind. Okay.
Yeah.
Corn-fed life. I see somebody popping there.
About 30 minutes behind. Not know what rounds you're getting buying secondhand is Kentucky Ballistics on YouTube. He had some hot 50 cal rounds and it blew up his rifle and almost killed him. That's right.
Wow.
That's why I just can't go and purchase ammo from anywhere. And you got to be careful when you're doing your own reloads as well, because it will blow you up and your handgun and your firearm.
That's scary.
Yeah, that's one of those things where if I don't have to grab those or perform that task, I don't want to do it. I'm a little bit skeptical about that just because of who I am as a person.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to put that kind of trust into somebody, and me explode. That's too scary for me. I'll buy the brand new ones.
Where's your other popsicle? You already ate it.
Willow Way, Wendy at Willow Way Ram said, if you call 911 for someone breaking into your house, you need to state that you fear for your life. That is why my instructor told me. He said, otherwise I could get in trouble. Absolutely. You have to have a justified reason for using self-defense. Using
So
your
them coming into your home in the middle of the night is not reason enough.
they don't consider it. 'Cause they
Sorry,
consider
I'm being sarcastic, you know.
right.
And
It almost-
even
That's
It
just
almost-
not reason enough. You coming into my house is not reason
Right.
enough.
That's the way it
Even
is
with-
now, though. That's why I was saying earlier, the law is for the criminal.
Oh, you got that right. But don't worry, I'm a good actress. I'll get the Oscar. I'll roll on the
even
floor, I'll
with
cry, I'll crash.
brandish,
You know, I'll call the ambulance
even
for
with
myself.
brandishing. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead, Gigi. Go ahead. Sorry.
GT, go. Come on. Now he's not going to talk.
Oh, okay. I said even with brandishing, it's got to be it's got to be a threat, in my opinion. For me, even for me to brandish, I have it's certain things that are gonna enter in my mind to where I'm like, okay, I need to do this, and this is gonna follow. So I'm not even gonna brandish if it's not a threat. That's bullying. That's a big form of bullying. I ain't no bully. So no.
Yeah.
Outside the house, but inside the house, yes, I'm pulling it out. You're gonna see it, so you can
You
either
gonna
run
see it.
or you wanna tangle with me. It's either one.
Sharpen your knives, sharpen your teeth. We go.
Yes.
That's right, our treasured home. You got my life and my family over anything.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Tarsha, I'm going to jump off so somebody else can get up here, and James is home, and I'm going to try to feed him before tonight when we get on Tony's show.
That is true, TCO.
Okay.
In the garden. Okay, thank you so much, Mud and Mascara.
Take care, Mud.
Everyone subscribe to her channel as well.
Yeah, I think did I go there? Oh, let's check.
Yep, you keep your head on straight in a stressful situation. That's right, dragonflies. Rustic Outdoors. Thank you for coming if you're still here. I'm so late on these. I keep saying this every live I done had. I'm so late. I'm so sorry.
Okay, you gotta get, it's hard to get through and talk at the same time.
And my fly family, welcome.
Oh, hey, my fly family.
Guns are scary.
Isn't he the big?
That's my fly family for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He had the most.
And Rustic Outdoors said I would never keep a gun beside my bed. Why not? You have it in the bed with you? Because I know
Exactly.
somebody with it. Yeah, but I got to have one somewhere near me. Rambo said, blast first, ask questions later. You on my stuff, which ain't yours, and will defend mine with whatever means necessary.
It's a law permits. You gotta be careful. As we're just learning, you gotta be careful because you'll end up in jail.
We had a cop looking in cars to see what was in the cars. He tried to tell my son and daughter-in-law that he was in the area at time. My son called him out on it because my son and daughter-in-law left at the same time every morning to go to work. M sat and he was never around. Hey, Rustic Outdoors. How you doing?
Hey, Rustic.
Hello. I come up here to answer your question about not putting it beside your bed. That is a big no-no for anybody, because you never know that at any time, even though you've never done it before, it could happen. You can be in your sleep and just automatically reach over there. You know what I mean? In your sleep. I have known people that has done that and accidentally shot their wife.
Oh no.
That's for people who.
See, I got at the foot of my bed, beside my door, there's my gun cabinet.
Okay.
Okay. I keep my gun on the very top of that. And so that way, if my dog barks in the living room or I hear somebody in there, I can just get up and go right there and get it. But a good friend of mine shot his wife and killed her, and he was in his sleep. And I don't know why. He said he don't even know why he done it. He didn't even know he done it till the next day because he was sound asleep.
He could have been dreaming about something.
Yeah, because it was laying on his dresser. He's got this deal that's sitting up in there, and it was like a little cubby hole. He had it sitting up in there. He literally reached over there in his sleep, pulled it out, and pushed it over like there and shot her. And that broke me from keeping it beside my bed. Never do that again.
Yeah.
But you do have it near you, though. You said it was within 3 or 5 feet from.
Yeah, mine is I'm gonna say if I'm laying down, it's probably about 8 feet, 10 feet from me. The bed, and it's like 3-4 foot space at the end. And then my gun, like my door's right here. My gun cabinet's sitting right here. And if somebody comes into my house, all I gotta do is just grab it and grab the flashlight off there. And then I go in there and if I throw a flashlight on somebody that's broke into my house, I'm not going to say, "Hey, what are you doing in here?" I'm armed. I'm just going to blast them. Because in the state of Missouri, we're protected under the castle law. That you can be in a tent in your backyard, in your house, in your vehicle. I can be, say, like you live next door to me and you invite me in your house. If somebody breaks in and tries to rob and kill us, I have a right to shoot them because you invited me into your house.
Okay.
And the castle law protects you on that.
Right.
But I carry open, I carry concealed here in Missouri. We wouldn't like it until we got a Republican governor. Once we got a Republican governor, he changed them laws. And because before you had to, you could open carry, but you had to get the permit for concealed. And if somebody broke in your house, the castle law stated that you have to announce to them that you had a gun. You had to show them the gun. You had to ask them to leave several times.
What do you mean have to leave? Oh, sorry. I got upset. I'll calm down.
And you
I
have
have to ask you to leave my house?
I've heard
that's what if they got a gun or a knife, you got to stand there and show them that you've got a gun.
Oh, I'm gonna ask them with sign language. You're gonna see some fingers. That's what you're gonna be seeing. But I have to ask you to leave. This is just ridiculous. Sorry, I'm upset.
So I'm glad that they changed all that right there. And but you know, I still say get your concealed carry permit because they're say like here in Missouri, I go to Tennessee, they honor that. You know, some states honor it, some states do not. You just have to check your local state laws on that. But I can go to Kentucky, they honor it. But still, by the U.S. Constitution, you have the right to carry open in any state.
Hold on, let me.
In any state, I thought that each state was different and that you had to abide by the state laws.
Yeah, it's by the state laws.
Yeah, now if the state law doesn't state anything, a city can pass orders where you cannot carry a gun. Period.
Right. What city was that in Virginia that recently did that? I can't think of this. Petersburg, Virginia. They just did that where you couldn't carry a handgun basically outside your property. You couldn't even use it on the sidewalk. You would be fined or go to jail if you was caught with a firearm, even on the sidewalk, street.
It's like if somebody breaks into your house, I don't care what state you're in. If somebody breaks in your house and they attempt to do you and your family bodily harm, you shoot and miss, and they run out the door. Do not chase them. Let them go.
Absolutely.
Because if you chase them and shoot them, and they're still in your yard, you'll go to prison.
Right.
Because you've done your job, you chased them off. You know what I mean? They'll think twice before they say, "Hey, that guy's armed there. I'm not going back to work."
Right. Don't ever chase after anyone.
I had a cousin do that, and he's still serving time over that. He's got 30 years for that because 2 guys broke into his house when him and his wife and kids were asleep. He jumped up with his pistol, shot and missed because he was still half asleep. Well, when they ran back out the door, he went to the door and he shot him. Boom, hit him right there in the back of the head, dropped him, and he dropped right there in the property. And he went to prison over it because the guy was actually running away, getting out of there. And the cop said, "You done your job. You scared him off. You didn't kill him when he's in the house. You scared him off. You should just let him go. And he said, nope, I wasn't going to let him go because I was going to let everybody know that you ain't getting nothing from here.
And
So he's got
see
30 years.
that's the tricky part right there. And that's
Yep.
where I'm like, the retreat element is real in my mind because of the fact that I might not be out here to protect my family if I don't logically assess the situation properly.
Right.
So I understand it, but then I don't, some things you're just not going to agree with. But you were saying something about defending yourself in all 50 states or carrying in all 50 states or something like that. What did you say? Maybe I misheard you or something.
According to the U.S. Constitution, you have the right to carry a firearm on the outside where everybody can see it. I wouldn't say, strap an AR-15 to your hip and walk around. There's no need in that. But just a protection weapon, but there is some cities, they won't allow you to carry a gun like that. And like California, like Chicago, it's gun free. Chicago's it's supposed to be gun free. All right. But it's not. So I wouldn't advise carrying a gun in Chicago out in the open.
New York, their laws aren't like that. I don't think. I went on vacation and I didn't feel like myself because I wasn't able to, be prepared while I was in that state. And I really felt a certain kind of way being there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't. There's two places I wouldn't go here in America right now. That's Chicago's, and New York, actually, and California. And those states there are bad right now.
I had to support my wife, so I had to do what I had to do.
Well, I understand.
I'm gonna go to this chat. Hey, Corn-Fed Life, thank you for coming in. But he had asked, I just joined, how much should I expect to pay for a decent AR-15? Over 600 for a good one.
Yeah, I had a American Tactical, and it was real good. I put just a little scope on it. The scope was about $250, and I killed a deer with that thing at 160 yards to the woods. It's American Tactical. I get $550 for it. It's an excellent AR-15, but like with even if you bought a Browning or whatever, you got to keep them clean. AR-15s are real tricky. I mean, if you don't keep them clean, they'll mess up every time.
Yeah. Hey, Mrs. VSN C099. 09. Thank you for coming.
Do you have?
Dragonflies said that in her state, if you conceal carry, you need a permit. Sometimes you may not be in a place where you want to open carry. Yes, every state is different.
Well, it's like I was going fishing up here on the Mississippi River, so I went to Walmart, and I was going to just go in there right quick because I was just going by there to get me some night crawlers or something. And I had my gun on my hip, and I walked in there, and the manager told me I couldn't have that on my hip. And I said, yes, I can. They said, no, we don't allow them in here. And I said, well, where's your sign at? She took me outside on the sliding doors and showed me this little sticker like it's here that had a gun in it with a circled line through it. And I said, that's illegal, don't you? She goes, no, it's not. I said, you need to check your gun laws from the state. That's illegal. I said, you got to have a 7x13 sign with 1-inch lettering stating no guns allowed on the premises.
You need to put
that in the chat. What you say? Put that in the chat. For real. Now, do you have an opinion about the XTAR?
That's federal law. They have to do that. They can't just put the little sticker. They got to have a 7x13 with 1-inch letter.
Mm-hmm.
They have what now?
Do you have an opinion about the XTAR, TP9, or anyone on the panel? Or anyone in the chat? I can't see the chat, but I was just wondering. It's made here in America, I think. At least assembled here in America. It's for a reasonable price. And I was just wondering if anybody that can hear the sound of my voice in the replay or whatever, do you have an opinion about the XTAR?
I've never owned one, so I couldn't tell you.
Me neither.
Yeah, I haven't either.
At one time, I had 342 guns, and this was back before Facebook banned gun sales, and I had a gun site, so it was guns under $400. and I had all kinds, all names, high dollars, cheapies, and I've sold a bunch of them since then, but I still got quite a few.
Cornfed Life said, Tarsha, what are your thoughts on open carry? I do both, conceal and open. It depends on where I am.
Yep. Well, it's like if I go into Walmart, I pull my shirt over. You know what I mean? I don't want to flash it like it's some kind of jewelry. You know, I'm not all about that. But if I'm out there on the Mississippi River back in the boondocks, yeah, it's going to be where everybody can see it. Like if they're standing way up in the woods looking at me, oh, he got a gun on his hip. I don't think we want to go down there.
Like what situations or what environment would you open carry? Because I tried that once at Walmart and it made me feel uncomfortable. And my wife was like, don't you do that no more.
It makes you feel uncomfortable because people look at it and you know they're looking at it.
And some people get offended by it. And some people would look at you and be like, oh, he's going to do something bad. But, and also Walmart has a no carry. But if I go in Walmart, I'm concealed carrying. I don't open carry.
It's like this one old lady asked me at Walmart. She goes, "Why you got that gun on you? You don't need that. Look how big you are." And I'm 6'5". And I said, "Well, it's like this here. 1-on-1, I ain't scared of nobody. But when you get 3 or 4-on-1, that's a big difference." I said, she goes, "Yeah, but why do you need a gun for?" And I said, "Well, I tell you what." I said, "Me and you are in here shopping. And all of a sudden, 3 or 4 people run up in here with guns, and they got a gun pointed at you, and I'm standing on this aisle, and they don't see me behind over here." I said, "Wouldn't you want me to save your life?" "Well, yeah, I guess you got a point, but why would you have to shoot them?" "Oh, because they're going to shoot you."
Welcome the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. Thank you for coming. You're still here.
Walmart didn't used to be like that. If I didn't, because I wore mines and nobody said anything to me. There was other people that was also had theirs on them, and no one had anything to say. But that was when they used to sell them in the back of the store. This was like 3 or 4 years ago, before whatever change they made, and they was putting everything on sale. So I was buying them just because, and you know, then all of a sudden I start seeing that little bitty sign that you were talking about.
Yeah, every area is different. Some people accept it, and some areas just don't. You're gonna look.
If you run across somebody who kind of anti-gun, don't get hateful because they're illiterate, okay, about guns. I mean, they're not illiterate, stupid, or nothing like that. They just don't know about firearms. And you know, let them talk and then explain to them. And most of the time when you explain to them, they understand then. I mean, they still wouldn't carry one, but they can understand why you've got one.
Right.
I don't just throw it up there because it's my Second Amendment right. I put it up there so it's protect me, because in this day and age right here, we're supposed to be living a good lives. You know, no wars, no nothing like that there, but it's gotten worse over the past 2-3 years.
It has. Hey, Backyard Farmer, thank you for coming. But yeah, that's why I say you would need an AR-15, even though they're trying to ban the AR-15. Get it?
Yeah. If you're gonna have an AR-15, you need to buy them now. Around here in this part of Missouri, it's hard to find ammunition. Before it was the 22 bullets, you couldn't find none of them anywhere. Find all the rest of them, but you couldn't find a 22. Now you can find tons of 22 long rifle bullets everywhere, but you can't find a shell for a 243 without paying like $60, $70 for a box.
Right.
I can't find the 7.62 by 39 like anywhere. And when they did have them, they were $20 for, I think, 20. And I was like, no. They were $30 for 20 of them. And I was like, really?
Go to sports.
Have y'all had?
Well, that 243 box had 20 rounds in it, and it cost me $60.
I have an SKS, and my SKS uses the 7.62 by 39.
That's good
And
shell.
you have plentiful. Y'all have plentiful
I
freedom
don't buy
seeds
mine
there.
local. I don't buy local. I would buy from Sportsman Guide, or I would check out some other online places as well. Go to Academy. Um, what's the other store? Bass Pro Shop
If
places.
they got them.
Yeah,
Real,
if they
real,
got them. But you
real
have to
quick
get up
notification.
early in the mornings to hit those stores. You got to be the one standing at the door, and I would be at their door before they open.
Yeah.
Real,
Hey,
See, we
real
got
quick here,
several
like,
pawn shops around here, and if you're not there at Walmart when they open them doors, when you know they got shelves or fixed to stock,
mhm.
the guys from the pawn shop goes and buys them for their prices. Then they take them to their shops at the pawn shop after they bought them all, and they double or triple the price on them.
Right. A lot of people was doing that when the COVID hit, but I was stocking up beforehand because I just like to shoot. Um,
I've been buying ammo since Clinton was in office.
right.
Hey, drunken chef.
Jeff.
Man, every time I went to Walmart when Clinton was in office, I bought 2 boxes of 550 22 shells. I bought a box of 243, a box of 223, and 2 boxes of buckshot, and the 100-pack of birdshot every time I went to Walmart.
So, do you believe that the political environment makes a difference in how and when you buy ammo? I'm just asking because I don't follow politics as much as I should.
Well, yeah, when Biden got in office, ammunition became scarce, about like the toilet paper.
But I thought they couldn't. I thought that that's not allowed. I thought that no one can actually restrict us in the manner that I thought that they were actually doing, which is, limiting supplies. And I asked someone about it, and it was like, no, it's because of the ships and everything like that. And I was like, that seems kind of odd. But I thought that would be against our rights.
No, we got bullet manufacturers here. It's just that they know that they can't take your firearms away. You know what I mean? No matter how hard they try, but there's nothing that says that they can't stop the bullet flow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Another thing you might want to stock up on is 209 primers
Mhm.
for
Muzzleloader.
your shotgun.
Oh,
A
shotgun.
single shot shotgun, you can take your shotgun shell, you can knock the primer out with a screwdriver, stick another primer in, you can put any kind of FFG powder in it. You don't have to measure it out. You put a cardboard wadding in it, you fill it full of whatever kind of shot you want, and glue another cardboard wadding on top if you ain't got a reloader. And that single shot shotgun will
Yeah.
So how did y'all learn how to do things like that, like changing out the primer and things like that? Did y'all read the manual and that showed you more and gave you more instructions on that? Because I don't know anything about
YouTube.
taking off the primer, changing the slides and things like that.
YouTube. Find anything on YouTube.
And another thing is a lot you can take and smelt your own lead. This is how I do my birdshot. I take lead and I take a torch to it and I drip it over. And you want to have it a pretty good ways away from it. I get it where the lead starts dripping into a coffee can full of water, and it makes a teardrop shape. And you can load that up in there, and you can take just about anything in the woods that you need with it. If you shot somebody with it, it'd be devastating to them. And what happens is it's a teardrop shape from where it's falling like a raindrop. When it hits the water, it cools off instantly. And when you shoot it, it don't have to be loaded in there all the same way. It automatically, the heavy end turns towards what you're shooting at.
Right. I haven't tried. I haven't done any reloading, but I would love to do it.
Yeah, it's not hard. You can
Welcome
get your
back,
book.
Roman Prepper.
You can get your reloading book, and they got all kind of these the modern powders and stuff. I reloaded my 223. I used 21.1 grains of Vargant powder on a 75 grain boat tail hollow point, and it shoots like factory ammo.
Yeah, follow the specs and put the right amount of powder in there, and you should never go wrong. Because what makes the bullets blow up is when they try to over powder it. Okay, I'm gonna take this 30 round right here, and I'm gonna make it a 50 caliber.
Yeah.
You
And what
can't
it
do it.
is, in the book has the low velocity, and they got the high velocity. You don't want to go over the high velocity. I normally load it to the minimum load that they're requiring. I get more accuracy out of it. There's guys that say they'll go up by 1 grain, they'll shoot 5 rounds, and they'll go up by 1 more grain, and they'll shoot 5 rounds until they get the perfect load. But I've always found that the minimum load in the book is normally the best load for me.
Yeah, Bob's got a point right there.
He said you alter that ammo and shoot a guy, that will be used against you in court. Yeah. And if you alter your weapon as well. I don't do any altering on my weapon. I don't change out triggers or anything like that.
So I took a 9mm Ruger and I took the barrel assembly out of there and I put a 45 in it.
Yeah.
And it's a small concealed type 9mm Ruger.
Yeah.
But also, guns aren't the only thing I'm into. I hunt with a slingshot. I hunt with a bow, blowgun, atlatl, sling, you name it. If it's out there, I probably hunted with it.
Right. And Roman Prepper says, since I travel a lot, I take advantage of the trip and visit different stores and areas. Stick Outdoors, I appreciate
Thank you for the information.
Support and your information. Very informative. Okay. Roman Prepper, you be safe and take care. Hey, Morgan, how you doing? Good to see you today. Morgan has had a lot of training as well. So everyone, we're at the 2 hours and 13-minute mark.
Okay, I'll step down so you can wrap it up. We've been on. I just been sitting here the whole time.
You've asked some great questions.
Because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never had a weapon before in my life, so I have to ask.
Yeah, well, all right, Tarsha, that's how you pronounce.
Yeah, your phone.
I'm not saying it right.
But
Triple threat.
No,
thank you for having me up here.
Mm.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Tarsha. Thank y'all. Have a good one.
Thank you for your support and your knowledge on what you have. Thank you. Thank you, Drunken Chef. Hey, Classic Solution. Thank you. I appreciate that 93 Stang. I really do. But what I wanted everyone to know also is don't be afraid to go out and purchase an AR-15. Don't let it scare you. It's the best thing that you can do, a great investment as far as self-defense and protection for you and your family. Because like today is just so much going on and you never know when a mass amount of people could come to your house. So you want to be able to defend yourself and your family. Hey, Hedgehog Homestead. Thank you, Howlin' Harry on the Prairie. Oh, it is lashes. Thank you. I was like, I never seen that one before. Yeah. But invest in getting the AR-15. That's basically what I wanted to say. Just take the time to do some research on it and get the right one for you. Like I got the 5.5, the ones that's chambered in 5.56, which can use the the 223 rounds as well. So just don't go get a 223, then you won't be able to use the ones for 5.56. But just put that into your family protection plan and use that for self-defense. And like we discussed earlier, the criminals have it. Why won't you have one? Excuse me. But why wouldn't you have one for protection? And it is your right to have one. So exercise your gun rights. You are able to have it as long as it is legal for you and you're able to obtain that firearm, get it. So get your AR-15. So you all, I appreciate everyone for coming onto my live today. But I will be ending this live. And also I will be on a channel tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern time on Kettle Kitchen. I will be on that panel tonight at 7 o'clock. Lashes, can you pull up Kettle Kitchen and post that link up? I will be on there live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That'll be at Kettle Kitchen. And that's with the homesteading gardening community. But I see it as we all in this together. And I consider it as total preparedness. That's why I have my garden. I also prep as well. So I will be on Kettle Kitchen tonight at 7 o'clock. Let's see. Thank you, Runneth Over Gardening Life. I appreciate you. Thank you, Black Guns and Gardens. Thank you, Urban Garden Chronicles. I appreciate you. Thank you, Sunday Backyard Farmer. Yes, that was your first time. I appreciate you coming. I really do. And Laura, I can't remember if you had came in earlier, but sorry I missed you. But if you all want to catch me on a live tonight, we'll be talking about the homesteading community on Kettle Kitchen. And Lashes put that link up in the chat box. Thank you so much, Lashes. I appreciate you. But you all go over to Kettle Kitchen, subscribe to his channel as well. So I'm gonna head out, you all, and we will have another discussion on firearms and self-defense. But this upcoming Friday at 2 o'clock p.m., I will be having a 1K subscriber giveaway. So you all tune into that live on Friday at 2 o'clock. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for all the support. And I'm gonna do like Belt Loop do. I'm gonna end in 3, 2, 1. I can't even get my fingers right. I'm trying to be like Belt Loop, but he can do it better. But y'all take care. Y'all be a blessing to others, and your blessings will come. Y'all have a good night.